Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Firstly, I just want to quickly apologise for the length of time it's taken to get this video out. If you've been following along on the community tab of the channel, you'll see I've been doing some repair work on the back end of the garage, replacing some panels, etc. So this video, nothing exciting, it's just a couple of jobs on the Mk4. First one being the bonnet latch on the car, this piece, okay. I'll explain why I'm replacing that in a second. I'll go over to the car. And the second little job I'm going to be doing is, if you remember when I first got the car, I had the water leak coming in, all the water coming in from the back. Turns out it's the rubber grommets that go from the boot lid to the actual body of the car. James had the same problem as me with his, and he sourced it out to be the grommet that goes between the boot lid to the actual car itself. He sealed it and it sorted it out, and he's had no problems with it since. So thanks to him, I ain't got to sit there and spend ages trying to source where the problem is. I see him do it with his, I'm going to do the same on mine. Hopefully that'll be the same problem and that'll be it sorted. So let's get over to the car, crack on with these jobs, and if you're a new viewer, consider hitting the subscribe button. It don't cost anything to do so, and leaving a like as well helps the channel grow. So let's get over to the car and do these jobs. Start off by removing this upper guard here. So when you get your guard out, you're looking for the two 10mm bolts. There's one this side and one this side. Give you a quick location of where they are. There's one just here, and there's the other one just there. So let's get this out. I'm going to start with this 10mm bolt here.
There's normally a shield on here. I have source one and I will be putting one back on.
And the other bolt was just down here. And that's two bolts up. Lower it down and slide it up. Zoom. Careful with the radiator and everything. Zoom side to the side. So once you've got to this point, you need to disconnect the plug. Look at the state of this. This is the alarm sensor. Disconnect that, and then, oh, you can't see. Then you just need to disconnect this cable here. It's simple. The cable actually looks like it needs doing and all. So yeah, I'll order a new cable and get that replaced. But let's continue getting this part swapped over. So on the new one, literally just click the cable in place. Then slot in. Should go in quite nicely. There you go. Reconnect your sensor. And that's that reconnected, and then just tuck it back underneath. That's it. Let me get the guard that sits there and come back. So this is the guard I got off a scrap car. Got that one underneath. Just basically gives it a bit of protection. Then do your 2 bolts up. Right, and that's it all back in. Now it's all back together, I'm going to just test it, make sure it all sits okay. The reason why I replaced it in the first place is this lower catch here, when the bonnet comes down, it weren't catching. You could just lift the bonnet back up and open it up. This was the safety bit, so that was stopping it coming straight up and hitting the windscreen, folding back. So, and it looked like the cable needed doing, so it'd be another job for another day. So let's get this tested and see what happens. Okay, so what you see there is the same problems I had with that. So this probably is not at fault, it is probably the cable from the condition we see it at. However, this now ain't locking. So if you look just down there, okay, don't know how clear you can see, but where the cable runs into, let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get into view. Difficult. Okay, you can kind of see it at that angle where the actual cable runs into the mechanism. Okay, what you want to do is get a flathead or something thin. Okay, you can just see what I'm doing, where I'm going to, and do that. Okay, and you've released the cable, so this mechanism should lock. Hope that was clear enough. So that should help if that ever happens. Gonna order myself a new cable and get that replaced. So we'll leave that for another day. Let's shut the bonnet down. So there it is, guys. As you can see from when I was trying to shut the bonnet, it didn't want to shut. So I do suspect that the cable is now going to need replacing. As you could see, it looked a bit rusty and a bit worse for wear. So I will replace that. I'll order a new cable and get that put in. So that just indicates that this mechanism was probably fine. However, it's been replaced now. It's another job done. So if you wanted just to replace the mechanism, your latch, you can do. It's not a problem. But sometimes you've got to do these things and discover another problem in the route. So it's another video done, not quite the way I wanted it to, but it works. It's locked. I have locked it, as you see. I did, where the cable sits in here, if you put a screwdriver or something flat down, you can push this lever back this way so it locks it and holds it. And that's it really. So I think the video has taken a little bit longer than what I'd planned to, so I'm going to leave it here, and I will come back in another video in a couple of weeks. I've got the MOT coming up in a couple of weeks as well, so I'm going to have to do that beforehand, and we'll go from there. Before I forget, Andy Brooks did send me the indicators for the Mark IV for the LED upgrade, so I will be doing them shortly. I've got a couple of other little jobs, like I said, the water leak I had with the grommets that go from the boot lid to the actual car itself, the body. I'm going to be using some black mastic to seal that up. Hopefully that stopped the leak. And again, I've got to thank James for that, because he had the same problem with his Mark IV, but he managed to fix his before I got mine done. So, you know, it is what it is, and it's helped me out, believe it or not. So that's what we do. We help each other out where we can, if we can. So that's the idea of these videos, to help everyone out. So as always, if you like the video, leave a like. If you are a new viewer, and I know there's loads of people that have viewed these videos but don't subscribe, so please leave a subscribe. It does help the channel push it further, helps me out as well. So until the next video guys, we'll see you soon.